Now onto our worked examples. So this first question we are looking at sample space. So with sample space, remember we have to keep this notation. Okay, maths likes things that are very structured. So we have the letter S followed by equals, followed by the brackets, which encompass all the outcomes within that particular experiment. So for this one, with a coin, we have two possible outcomes. One is heads and the other is tails. So we can write heads, and then we've also got tails. Next one we have a spinner below, so we'll have a look at that one, and we want to look for what our possible outcomes are. Not the amount of each, just our possible outcomes. So here's our spinner. We have red, we also have blue, and we have green. So we have three possible outcomes. So we have red, we have blue, and we have green. Next one, using that spinner again, now we are looking at specific probability. So having a look at these, we write down how much we have of that particular event over our total number of possible outcomes. Okay, so it's not necessarily our sample space, it depends on what we're after, but the total number of possible outcomes. So for green, there is one green here. So this is a good way to keep track of things. And there are four total, so 1, 2, 3, 4 total outcomes. And that means that we can now write up our probability, which will be 1 over 4 for the probability of getting green. So 1 out of our 4 total outcomes. Next one we have is find the probability of red or blue. When you see this word or, okay, just swiping back a little bit. When we see this word or, it means that we're actually adding those two together. So we need to know how much it is for red, and we need to know how much it is for blue. So I have red, I have 2, and then blue I have 1. So let's add those two together. So I have 2 plus 1, which gives me 3. And my total number of outcomes, same as before over here, our total number of outcomes was 4. So we do the exact same here. So we end up with 3 over 4. And double check with any of these, any of the fractions, whether you can simplify them any further. Next one, we have some letters. We have the word experiment with its letters. So EX, EX, PERIMENT. So with these, we have 10 cards in total. They're thrown into a hat, and we take out one at a time. Okay, so first thing I need to know is my sample space. That is my possible outcomes. So if I go through here, I have an E, an X, a P, an R. See how I already have a double up of E? That's okay. Let's keep going. So I'm looking for unique ones. Again, I have another E, I have an N, and I have a T. So those specific letters will be my sample space. So I have E, I have X, and we do commas in between. P, R, I, M, N, and T. And we have to do those commas in between. Keep in mind your sample space may not necessarily be the same number as your total. Okay? Next one we have is we want to find the probability of it not being P. So not means everything but this specific thing. So if I have a look here, I'm going to highlight which ones are E. So I have 3 out of my total that are E. Okay, but I want everything but E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 that are not E. Okay, and my total, remember, was my 10 cards. So we have our total. Now we can write our probability, which is 7 over 10. Second last one. So we want to find the probability of getting a consonant. So remember, a consonant is something other than A, E, I, O, and U. So all the other letters. So if I'm now looking for that one in particular, I've got X, I've got P, I've got R, I've got M, I've got N, and I've got T. So I have a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 consonants. And my total, remember, was the 10 cards. So my probability of getting a consonant is 6 over 10. Last one that we have here is you're coming up with your own example. You can come up with your own other than this. But essentially, we want something with an event where the probability of that happening is 3 over 11, which means our total number of outcomes needs to be 11. Okay, so I'm going to use the one from our previous examples, and we've got the word mathematics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that has 11 total outcomes, and we want to look for a combo that is going to give us 3. So I've got here A and A, so I've got A or C. So I could say the probability of getting A or C. So probability of getting A or C does indeed equal 3 over 11. Another one that you could do would be M and I, or M and E, as long as you have 3 out of your 11. Okay, on to questions now.